The purpose of this session is to talk about cuisine without borders. And I'm very privileged to have a panel here who have hospitality businesses, food services businesses from, I guess, the source of multiple regions, but also with flavors of the Middle East as well, spiced in there. So I will leave them to introduce themselves, to hear a bit more about their businesses. We want to find out more about where their businesses came from, what is the ethos of their business, where do they see themselves heading, what are the current challenges that they're facing? Is it staff? Is it sustainability? Is it legislation? And some of them have got some great stories to tell as well in terms of how their businesses came about. We've also got different sizes of business, so you can be sure that there will be a business that is relevant to you, whether it's 2 or 3 outlets or 200 or 300 outlets. So we've got a lot of variety here. We've got a lot of knowledge on the panel. I will try and keep the conversation flowing. Everybody gets to speak, so there's no hiding on this panel. So let's start at the far end with ladies first. Tell us more about your business, Kate, and where it comes from and where it's heading.
Thanks a lot. My name is Kate. I'm from Drinkit. Drinkit is a part of Dodo Brands Group, which started in Russia 12 years ago, and now we have more than 1,000 stores in around 20 countries. Drinkit is, I think, the fastest growing specialty digital-first coffee shop chain in the world. So what we do, we basically decided not to make another coffee shop chain, but to build a coffee shop chain with the app. But inside, we're thinking that it's not a coffee shop with the app, it's the app with the coffee shop chain. So we build all our experience around the digital experience. And we have pretty high share of online orders. We will discuss it, I hope so, later. We focus on the quality and do specialty beans, but with the digital side, the whole experience becomes very smooth for our guests and surprisingly new and fresh. I think that's the core. Yeah, and now for Drinkit, we have 30 plus locations in 3 countries, and this year we're opening in Los Angeles and Singapore as well. Passing to the next speaker.
Yes, hello. This is Gokhan Altul from Turkey, Istanbul. As our brand Allezz, as you came from upside now, we have a gourmet and condiment brand, combines Middle Eastern, Mediterranean and Turkish cuisines, all recipes with a modern touch. We want to keep it that way. I know, as you can see, our brand is actually based on these aspects that we want to keep it for gourmet people. What gourmet stands for, we will talk it later, of course. But all of our products are natural, without additive-free, and moreover, we want them to be not industrial way, like a chef's made, to directly to you. If you are a home chef or a professional chef, we will just provide you our goods to you. This is a high-end brand, actually. We are now based in Dubai, in Gulf countries, also in Turkey as well. But soon we will spread to the world, but slowly but surely, because we want it to be reach the people who deserves to taste, actually, who wants and seeks these gourmet flavors. This is a start. We will talk again, I guess. Okay, thank you.
Hello, everybody. My name is Bart. I'm founder and owner of Noti Pizza. We are probably the smallest company in this panel for now. Hopefully, this will change. So Noti Pizza has born during the COVID in 2020 back in UK. This is the time when we've opened our first restaurant. It was very challenging and very strange decisions to make to open a restaurant in the COVID period. I hope we're going to talk through this later on. Since then, we've expanded to Dubai. Last year, in January 2023, we've opened our flagship store in Dubai, which is quite big, way bigger than the one in UK. With the third one opening in July this year, also in Dubai. We have big plans to grow. We have expansions planned ahead through the franchise or through the partnerships, but currently the company is owned and operated by myself and my wife. We are proudly offering the gourmet-style pizzas. We really value the quality of the product and ingredients we use. We've achieved really good results since we are in Dubai, been rewarded of the best pizza place by Google and TripAdvisor organically. And I guess this is it in the core. Yeah, we'll try to talk later a little bit more.
Thank you. I'm Nishant. I'm representing Costa Coffee. The history of Costa Coffee goes back in 1971, and today we boast more than 4,000 outlets in more than 35 countries today. What's special about Costa Coffee? So history goes back when two Italian brothers actually moved from Italy to UK, which is a tea nation, and they thought the espresso-style beverages were not really popular, or the quality of the coffee was not great in UK, and that's the niche or the challenge they found in the country, and then they kind of made 112 blends before they could get to our signature blend. And since then, that's the handcrafted beverage, the coffee beverage that we are running and expanding since then. So, yeah, we'll talk more.
Thank you. I'm representing Paul today, Paul Bakery and Restaurants. Paul is operated under Azadea. We're a major retail group in the region. So basically, we are the franchisees of Paul in more than 8 countries. Today, we operate GCC and MENA. And we have our eyes on 2 more territories this year, hopefully. So that's a milestone. For 20 years, we've been operating Paul in the region. From a rollout perspective, we were able to translate that French experience and that French lifestyle into a growth plan into the region. Paul has been, we've been trying to have Paul as a trust brand, showcasing the most out of the product consistency, quality of what the brand has to offer in the region, as well as making sure that we are accessible and fairly accessible from a store rollout perspective. Having said that, we see the market, we have future aspirations to the market, tapping on at least new verticals in the F&B category. So today we operate under the casual dining vertical, and we have our eye on the coffee, not to be tapping on anybody's turf, but I think coffee still has some elements of growth, and we have all the elements that will allow us to win, at least from a food perspective. So I think this is in a nutshell for us at the moment. I'll leave it.
Thank you. I'm Moin Jafar Mansoori, and Jafar Bhai is a brand from Mumbai, and it started, you can say, in 1952, where my father had a very small catering unit, and he got into retail. How I will tell you is, one lady, she came to buy his biryani for that time, I think it was $60, and she paid him $50 for the delivery. So my father realized that there is so much demand of my food, and then he took one small place just next on the next lane, and he started the retail outlet. Obviously, he succeeded and all that. And the speciality about our brand is we do not buy our ingredients from the normal shops. We buy the whole ingredient and grind it ourselves because we believe in purity of the ingredient. nowadays a lot of people, what they do, when you buy the chilies, they try to grind the stem also. But that obviously changes the color and the texture of the gravies. And our meat is flown every day from Mumbai and Delhi to Dubai because we like to buy one size of goat, like maybe 7.5 kg. So we want one size, though you get good meat here as well, but we want all the goat has to be similar sizes. And we use fresh chicken. We never believe in frozen chicken. And the top class ingredient, what we use. So because biryani is a very diverse thing, in India, you go to any state, every state has different biryani. To compete in that and stand out all these ingredients is required. And till today, we are using the traditional method how to make the biryani on charcoal. And see, growing is not an issue at the moment. We have 4 branches, 2 more coming up. But we believe in consistency and quality. See, restaurant is just like your own baby, You would not like your own baby to be raised by somebody else's hands. So what we do is a close family-knit business. And we are growing slowly. And until I am satisfied, our main thing is, until I am happy with something, then only I can serve it to my customers. Otherwise, if I'm not happy, I will never serve. Sometimes we do not get a good catch of fish or everything. I said, just make it sold out, not available today. So because we believe in clean intentions, and we are into the service industry. So our main focus should be service. Obviously, second is money, but the main thing is service. So at Jafar Bhai's, what we believe is when the client comes in, he has to be satisfied. Anyhow, I tell my managers, if they are unhappy, don't let them go out of the restaurant. Make sure they are happy. So the customer service and the ingredients, all this is traditionally cooked. That's why we stand out in today's competitive market. And by using obviously the best of the ingredients, and still we try to innovate a lot of things as per the, so suppose if it is digitalizing and everything, so we have to adapt all those things. Otherwise, you're gonna stand behind. The world is moving faster. So yeah, this is about our brand, that we are traditional in our cooking, authentic, clean, honest, and good food. Yeah. Thank you.
Okay, if I could get you guys to share, then I can at least jump in when I feel the need. And I've picked up already 3 themes that I think a lot of you are talking about. So one of them is ingredients and the importance of that. I mean, Nishant, you talked about 112 blends before getting to the perfect blend. You've talked about absolutely getting the right goat, the right meat, the right ingredients, about starting with the right pieces and grinding it yourself. And I think that's exactly true. Gokhan of Turkey, it's exactly true of the pizzas. And so I think ingredients are obviously very, very key to all of your businesses, because that, I guess, is part of your brand promise and part of what people remember. The other thing we'll touch on in a moment is staff and the differences in staff from where your businesses maybe originated and where we are now. How easy is it to find staff? What about the training? How easy is it to keep staff, which is sometimes harder? And then also e-commerce. How is e-commerce affecting your businesses? How are we serving customers now? Is that different to what it was 5 or 6 years ago? What's the model for that business? I do want to pick up on a couple of things you said. I think there are times with your children that you do want somebody else to bring them up. Some bad times. But I love the concept that you said of never let anyone leave the restaurant unhappy. It's like the old saying that says, with your wife, never go to bed on an argument, yeah? The same thing is true, I think. If somebody's leaving your place of service and they're not happy with that service, then you can guarantee you've lost a customer. So I think coming back on that is important.
One customer, maybe 100.
But yeah, as Moin was saying, it's not just the one customer, it's also the one they go and talk to, and their families and reputation.
One good customer will only bring 10 people, but one bad customer will take away 100 customers.
There you're going. We're getting lots of sayings now. It's good. Write all of these things down. This is good lessons for the future. So let's jump in on the topic of ingredients. Why do they matter so much? What is the promise? Do customers really even notice? Let's start with Gokhan. You were talking to me earlier about your ingredients from Turkey.
Yes. Totally. As chef talks about it, the most important thing is the ingredient, actually. You need to find the best ingredient to end up with a good product. It doesn't even matter if you're serving in a restaurant or like us, we are serving like a packaged packaged food. It doesn't matter. You need to find the best ingredient. So for ourselves, we're not using artificial ingredients, okay, preservatives, not at all. But we didn't stop there, like we talked earlier. We didn't use refined sugar, or we are using honey or date molasses. Why? If you are using good things, you need to complete these, complement these good ingredients, right? If, for example, if I am doing something good, I'm taking some good ingredients from around Turkey, for example. Kapya pepper from Antalya, for example, hot pepper, sun-dried chili from Adıyaman, eastern part of Turkey. We are collecting these goods, okay? But if I put sugar or any artificial ingredient in there or a preservative, whatever, I suddenly disrespected the other ingredients, right? So we found the best honey in Marmaris, for example, in Muğla. Best honey for me, by the way. Every country has honey, of course, but for example, date molasses is really tasty. Another product, for example, we are using. So this is what we are seeking for, the best ingredient to get the best result. That's what you came up with, okay? I guess.
Perfect. Lots of applause in the audience on that one, lots of agreement. So let's go back to your ingredients, the chicken and the goat. What else makes your business unique?
See, it's about the way we cook the food. It's a slow cooking process, okay? What we usually do is, see, the ingredients, what I'm buying is obviously from this earth. I'm not bringing it from heaven or somewhere else. But we are very concerned about the adulteration of the food because our brand is there. See, nothing should happen to the brand. So what we try to do is we buy the whole chili in the auction, and grind it ourselves. And there are so many things, like if you say turmeric, there are different types of turmeric, but we use 2.5% curcumin. That also is sourced from Tamil Nadu, which is the best, and we buy the fingers and we grind it ourselves. And now there are two things. One is the traditional way, and one is we grind it in the machine. But obviously the fast-paced world, I mean the traditional is okay at its own pace. But when you grind it with the machine in the grinder, the heat of the machine obviously changes the flavor of the ingredients as well. For example, chili, if I mix the stem in that, it darkens the gravy of our food. So everybody else here is a rat race of just making money. You need to be concerned about, you're dealing with human beings. You need to be concerned about their health. See, money is secondary, but that is the most important thing. So the ingredients and the slow cooking process, what we do, see, okay, if I give you my spices, I say make the biryani. You said, but there are procedures, there are things to follow how to make a proper biryani. So it takes about 2.5 hours, and there is a process where you need high heat, low heat. So all these things, so ingredients definitely counts, and also there is the process to follow.
Perfect. You can tell we have a chef on the panel.
Thank you.
But I'm going to move with almost the same question, though, to the guys who work for, I guess, what we might call the bigger brands. So Costa Coffee and Paul. how much control, flexibility, etc., do you have, therefore, to make your food unique to the region? Because obviously they come from a different source. Costa originally from Italians, moving to the UK, creating a blend that's right maybe for the UK market. So can you change things? Is the coffee the same, but the rest of the food offer flexible? How does that work for you guys?
So I think just adding to what Jaffer was saying as well, consumer wants quality and consistency at the end of the day. And to get the quality and consistency across 30 countries or 40 countries or across the globe, it is very important that you have gone through each and every detail into your product. Now, just to get even just espresso, there are 50 steps to get to the cup, the quality in the cup. You need to know where the beans have been grown, even including the foundation, the community, if they are being paid rightly from sustainability standards, so rainforest lands, for example. So we have Gennaro, who's our coffee master since many years, and of course the legend says, I mean, his tongue has been given for 10 million pounds if something happens. So every cup of he controls the quality of every single cup, essentially every single batch goes through his palate on the tasting with each parameters how it will be done in the store. So to your point, is it flexible? The answer is absolutely no. Each and every quality of the batch has to be approved by him before it goes, whether it goes to India, whether it goes to UAE, or for that matter, UK, or any country in the world. And if by any reasons, for example, if you're entering into Japan and then the cost and the commercials, we'll ensure that the roastery that we approve within that country again goes through all the standards with himself. So the quality control is very, very important, and it is central to and fundamental to our brand. So yeah, it's there.
Okay, Antoine, same question to you. How do you maintain consistency, but also have a difference for the region?
Look for an authentic product, or at least handmade products such as bread. Mm-hmm. We are relying on importation to keep that sustainable or that stable taste profile, even in production from production aspects. So we import our flour, which is French, to keep that consistency across the board and that adherence with the brand DNA. From a sourcing perspective, we have devised a lot of effort in the last 20 years into elevating our production capabilities. So going back to maintaining one goal, which is consistency, and to tap on consumer, I don't think consumers are to be taken lightly. They will be having preferences, they will be having certain taste profiles they're looking at, and that consistency will ensure that additional conversion and growth. From a food perspective, from a total menu, product, assortment, yes, we pretty much follow those fundamentals, but across the region, since we are operating multiple territories, we keep that customization aspect very much alive to a certain extent, where it's not really linked to the source of the material, but to the constituent of a certain dish or product that resonates with the local communities. Let's say Kuwait is different than Saudi sometimes in certain aspects, and we keep that differentiation alive. So we're pretty much democratic to a certain perspective, but pretty much 80% of our food offering is following strict guidelines, SOPs, and the same production aspects across all countries. And in larger volume operations, we're tending in the last couple of years to centralize our production in order to maintain that level of consistency.
So, and as a scaled business, you can absolutely afford to do that.
Exactly.
And get the benefits, financial benefits of doing that.
Of course.
When it comes to Bart, your business, you don't have the scale. So are you buying in dough from somewhere else?
It's just one answer. No, absolutely no. Yes, we don't have the scale of the businesses yet, but as I mentioned before, we do have a dream, a plan to grow through the multiple channels, including the franchise and partnerships. So obviously, expanding to Middle East, it was a very challenging process for the product such as ours. Different realities, different countries, different cultures, everything different. So we've opened in 2020 in the UK as a very young brand, which became very successful, and expansion to Middle East within 3 years to completely different dimension, I would say. It was very challenging. It was a long process in order to guarantee to maintain identity of our brand, which of course is our product, our pizza, and to not lose consistency, to not lose the quality of the product. It required a long development process, market research, supply chain researches, all the suppliers before even thinking about opening the shop to make sure that we can actually do that. So we do use the same product in the UK as in the UAE. I would say in about 65–70%. It was quite challenging for us in order to eliminate pork from the menu, which in UK obviously it's a must. To design the restaurant and our offering and our services, while at the same time eliminating alcohol from our menu. So it's already a double challenge, pork and alcohol, which we got used to back in Europe, and now we have to adapt the business. So yeah, it was challenging, but we've managed. And as I mentioned, we have plans to grow, so we had to draw this way in order to give the same support to potential partners in future. And I think we've managed to do that.
I think it's really interesting the way that even with only 2 stores currently open, a third one just about to open, because you have a vision and a long-term view that you want to make it franchisable, you're actually looking at everything in a slightly different way. You're not just living by the seat of your pants and firefighting on a daily basis, trying to keep the 2 restaurants open. You're thinking about a business model.
Correct. I'm glad you mentioned that. Actually, when we've had only 1 store open back in UK, probably dreaming only about the opening more, we try to secure the quality of the product and of the ingredients, which gentleman mentioned before. The ingredient is the key. So as soon as we've opened the store in the UK, during the preparation and construction period, we managed to travel a lot to Europe, even despite it was COVID. We had to choose the best ingredients possible. We had to be different, we had to be better. This is always the business mind. You have to be different. You have to be better just in order to succeed. There is no point to open just another pizza store because there's so many of them. So you have to offer something standing out. So we created our product label. Even having the 1 store back in the UK, we import the product from Italy directly with our own product label to secure this is the same product from the same growers with the same quality, from the same crop, and so on, so on, so on. So our tomatoes, our flour, it comes already branded with Naughty Pizza. Even we've had it 1 store only. We've managed to do that. And then as long as we fought together with the growth plan, we thought it's going to be a great addition to the offering that we can support our potential partners with the private label product and our own lines.
Yeah, with a sourcing
exactly.
policy that is scalable as
Correct.
well. So in terms of business models, I want to shift tack a little bit because I want to bring in Kate again to talk about, because when you introduced the business, you talked about the app and the fact that essentially it's a digital experience first in terms of your business, and then I guess the food follows that. Tell us a bit more about that, and where does that go in the future? How are people ordering now? How much is online or by phone, etc., and how much is coming into the store?
Thank you for the question. Firstly, I would love to share a few words about the ingredients as well.
Okay, yeah.
Because, well, actually we came like last to the table. I mean, Drinkit is not the first coffee shop chain here, And the Starbucks, Costa, Paul, you already did a great job, guys, but we still need to be different. And when we started to think about it, we decided to put some extra efforts into unique ingredients. So what we do, why the Drinkit is unique, if we're talking about the coffee shop chains, we do some premixes, which are signature for us. So we like take two simple ingredients, like blueberry and thyme, and put them together, which makes an extra, like, very signature blueberry thyme base for some of our drinks. So that really helps us to be different and to, you know, people fell in love with some particular products. And if you have many of them, some of them, you catch their love. And how it connected with the digital experience. So in our app and kiosk, you can customize your drinks very easily. It's really easy, like use Instagram or any Apple Store product, by the way. And when you do that, we give to our customers opportunity to use 45 ingredients for customization. Not 45, 35. And Starbucks have 25, as far as I remember. So you can customize your drink however you want and really make your own drink, save it in the app, and then repeat your order. And you don't need every time come to the barista and saying, please, can I have my coconut milk-based latte with a little, thank you. With the temperature a little bit hotter, please put some cinnamon on top of it and put vanilla sugar-free syrup, for example. You don't need to repeat it every time. You can save your drink and do it. And when we started Drinkit, actually, a lot of people were saying, like, guys, you're crazy. People want to talk with barista. You're killing the coffee shop chain experience and everything like that. You'll be dead on the market with your application. So when we end up, now 85% orders made online in our shops in UAE. So 85% people, they prefer to go to kiosk or use their app to order drinks. And my bet is that the rest just have to use cash. In other way, they will order online as well. So, and we see that the retention rate in the app for us now growing. The retention rate is in the kiosk are growing as well in their frequency. So far we see good trends, and we haven't heard any negative feedback from our guests about the online ordering so far. So that what really changing, I think, the industry,
Perfect.
the digital experience.
And it's interesting because you talked about it being digital first, but based upon the way you described it, I would almost say it's customer first because of that changing nature of customer.
People not coming to us to order through the app. That's bullshit.
Yeah.
They're not coming to us to to see the nice design or to have digital experience. They're coming for good coffee.
Yeah.
They're coming for their own coffee shop, coffee moment. That's how I call it. And this moment should be absolutely perfect.
And you're leveraging technology to make that experience actually just easier for them.
Not just easier, enjoyable. You know, we have our coffee shop in MR Square, and like 95% people there, customers, they're working in a business center. And we're trying to increase the mobile shop, mobile app ordering share. And we asked people, why you don't use the app, why you use these kiosks? And they're saying, look, I have pretty much sad job, a lot of spreadsheets, and I want to have my entertainment break. I'm coming down, I open this like a big screen with the mouth-watering videos of your drinks, I customize my drink, I do some game, I'm playing with it, I add like a cheese foam or I delete it, I add some syrups, and put it like in the basket, then I wait a little bit, like 2 or 3 minutes, and take it from the digital display. We have for takeaway digital display with your name and your app in your order number. So you don't need to like talk with barista. And the experience is unique, mouth-watering, nice, joyful, playful. So people really enjoying that. And we decided not to push them to the app. Enjoy your own way of ordering coffee.
Perfect. Thank you for that. The last topic I want to talk about with the whole group really is staff, but we can include technology in that because I think you can avoid the sort of direct face-to-face contact by using apps and using kiosk screens, etc. Other people want to have that face-to-face. It's part of the experience. They want the smile, they want the thank you, the name on the coffee cup, etc. So is hiring staff a challenge? Is the attitude of staff? If I liken it to the UK, in hospitality businesses in the UK, it's very difficult to find staff, and certainly the ones you find are not of the right quality. They actually don't want to work there. They're there as a temporary job because they can't find anything else. Is that the same in region? So let's go down the line. Very quick comments from each person.
Before drinking, I've been working in Dodo Pizza UK, and I met these challenges. It's really hard to find people to work in your shop, extremely hard. Here is different. Here we are in the market where there are a lot of people who came from nearby countries, like India or Pakistan or whatever. And when we put barista job application, job description, within 3 days we're receiving 1,000 applicants. 1,000 people applied. And to find the right people, you need to go through it. And that's the most challenging thing for us now, to find the right people. And, you know, it's hard to find. Every time, people is the key. They're doing business. We can create nice application, nice kiosks, but if the person won't come, this gold person won't come and open the shift, nothing will happen.
Perfect.
Yeah, and so the most important challenge is to go through a lot of people to find the right people in your place.
So there's a lot of people there, but finding the right people is the big challenge. Gokhan, for yourself, in your business?
Yeah, actually, I'm not a restaurant or coffee owner. As you know, we are producing in a facility right now, but it applies as the same, because, you know, when I'm not now I'm in Dubai, as you can see. Now I'm not in Istanbul, but the production continues. The important thing is for all the people who are working at there is to be like their own chefs. When I'm choosing people and when I am giving the recipes and showing the way how we are doing, as I told you earlier, because we are not using, I don't like using factory methods, like industrial methods. Of course, we are using some machinery. It would be stupid to not use machinery, but mostly some of our products, we need to use human power, okay? Like our pickled red onion, it needs to be cut by hand. As I guess I explained, because when you cut with the machinery, you just open the skin of the onion and it gets mushy, you know, it loses texture. So that's when I'm telling them how to do it. And the good thing is, when I'm not there, they are doing the same thing, because they love their job. This is the important. If they love their job, your employees, your team, actually, when they're doing the same thing with you, with the same passion, the result is always the same. Okay, so that's what we
hire with passion, hire based on attitude, get them to love the job.
Yes, of course. Giving that people.
Same for you, Bart. Difference between UK, you've got UK and Dubai.
Yes, for me it's actually quite easy to say, because we actively operating between the UK and Dubai, and I think the very important difference is the country model. So effectively in UAE, everybody who's here, they come for the same reason, to work in this country, to build their future, etc., etc. Where in the UK, people born in that country, etc., they automatically have some benefits allocated to them. And as you mentioned, the culture is completely different. The challenges are completely different between two countries. As Kate said, we have the same problem. When we post in the job application, the job offer, we're receiving too many applications. Where in the UK, the trend was completely different. We're not receiving any. Now, because of the various regulations changed also in the UK, we do have a lot of applications, but zero experience. So majority of the applicants, where the job offer comes out, they require significant investment from the business in order to allow them to join us. Where here, yeah, we do spend a lot of time to go through the candidates. Where in hospitality, we cannot just go through candidates on the paper. You have to test every single person, because there is one you want to find, and you have to find it.
There's the diamond in the rough. Nishant, you work for a big brand, so is it easier?
I think comparatively, definitely, UAE easy to find people, definitely, as Kate said and Gokhan said as well. But I think the most important part is, how do we train them and keep it with us? So depending on the brand model, so ours is all handcrafted positions, so they need to be trained for a month to get to the coffee station and make a coffee and get the same cup of quality. So it is really important that they stay, because we have invested in them and we want them to grow with us. So how do they stay with us? So definitely, if you compare between UK and here, it's no-brainer that you will find more hospitality from them, because they're all expatriates, as he said as well. So I think the experience is very different.
The training very
when you
important.
go to our stores in UK versus franchisee-led stores in Middle East, it's hugely different. And every time anybody comes from our brand team, the stores are very different, very hospitable.
Yeah. They probably love it here because it's
absolutely,
in a sense
absolutely.
easier.
Yeah. Teams are fantastic here.
Same for you, Antoine?
I echo what the guys have just said. Finding people is not a challenge in the region. We have the right level of hospitality. It's a service-driven country, UAE we're working in. GCC is becoming more and more also service-driven due to that competitive edge that we find around the region. Mainly, and definitely it comes back to your internal culture of how you want to keep employees or team members in touch with your brand DNA specifically and the corporate culture for sure. And this is where we look into the retention levels. So there is a lot of emphasis being put on training, a lot of emphasis being put on, programs. And this comes to at least more mature structures. For startups, it's pretty much different. You will be able to find that level of skill set needed. You will need to do different, activities to reach that certain level of where your programs kick in and build that culture where your retention levels are higher year on year. So basically, it's a cycle, and I think we're pretty much, at least nowadays, lucky to be operating in such a region versus what's happening in Europe.
And we've hit our time. So, Moin, I'm sure, yes or no, easy to hire in the region, very quick?
See, I feel it's become like a train station. You don't know who's going to get off in the next station, But I feel if you are the driver, what's your destination? Make sure you reach the destination, and that should count more. Because the greed has come too much into everybody nowadays. The staff, what I try to do is, I know my job thoroughly. So what I try to do is, I take good care of them. Not only for the salary part, but outside as well, where if they need any help, or I help them. But the loyalty is no more. You don't know, you train him and everything, whether he'll be with you or no. But the one advantage is, I feel if you know your job properly, whether he's there or he's not there. A lot of people come to me, say, boss, I got this offer. I said, you're a human being, you have a brain, right? You're getting a better offer, so why don't you go? Oh, you want to leave me? I said, you want to go, I don't want to leave you. So, the more you show them that you are in need for them, and it's human being. So, sure. A lot of people are like, out of 100, you might get one good guy.
Yeah. I think everyone's saying the same thing.
One
There's plenty
guy,
of people, it's not the right people.
The advantage is, a lot of people actually come to me and tell me, I want to get into food business. And all. I said, don't get into it. He said, why? I said, are you married? He said, yes. Do you have kids? He said, yeah. I said, if you want to be successful in this industry, divorce your wife, put your kids in the orphanage, and bloody 26 hours job here, not 24 hours.
I'm not coming to you for marriage advice. This has gone too far.
So, the thing is, there is no hard work left.
Yeah.
If I hire, sorry, just one more minute.
Sure.
If I hire somebody from a fine dining, 2 days, that's it. He must have
He's gone.
worked for 1 month there and 2 days in my restaurant. That's it. He runs away.
Very
So
different.
hard work is no more, and they want more good salary. You don't mind, but as long as you find the talent, as long as you find the right guy. So that's and that will always be there.
Perfect.
Yeah.
Thank you. Thank you for that feedback. And thank you for the input from the whole of the panel. We heard earlier that there are over 200 nationalities represented within the region, but my knowledge of even of those nationalities when it comes to food cultures, and I'll take Italy as a good example, the food culture in northern Italy is very different to sort of Naples, it's very different to Sicily. So even within those 200 cultures, there's probably another 500 cultures as well. So my view would be that the opportunities for cultural exchange and for more food experiences are endless. So good luck to you all. Thank you for your input. Thank you to you for listening.